AJ is going to receive treatment for depression, anxiety, and his excessive consumption of alcohol.
And this is going to be for how long?
Initially for 30 days.
Throughout the show, we did speak to someone very close to this situation today, as we've been reporting recently. And as you all know, Backstreet Boy AJ McLean is in a 30-day live-in rehab program at an undisclosed location, undergoing treatment for depression, anxiety, and alcohol abuse. Just this afternoon, MTVNews.com reporter Brian Hyatt spoke on the phone with AJ's mom, Denise McLean, who told us that she has already spoken to her son since he began treatment, and she told us how he's feeling.
He's very, very positive. I send him faxes every day, and I'm letting him know how positive everybody has been, you know, as far as the media and the fans and everybody. I want him to know that everybody's supporting him, you know, as well as his family. He's very, very positive. He's very, I think, I heard, the first thing I heard in his voice, I think, was relief, that he felt he was safe and now getting what he needed. So that definitely is a good thing. I'm hoping actually to see him over the weekend.
Denise says she is hopeful the 30-day intensive program is going to be enough for AJ, but she added it's too early to tell. She did say that once he's past all this, he may try to turn this experience into a positive one, not only for himself, but also for his fans.
He may very well want to use this use this experience to help other, you know, kids or adults who are going through the same thing. I mean, we've discussed this already, that, you know, I think that just the way he looks at life, that he may want to, if he learns, when, you know, when he's through with all this, that a positive thing came about for him as well as a few other people or hundreds of thousands of other people that took that step like he did, and especially kids, then he's really done something to make a difference.
And finally, MTV News also received a statement today from former Backstreet manager and current manager of NSYNC, Johnny Wright. And I'll tell you, it reads, although I no longer have a professional relationship with AJ, my personal relationship still remains very strong. I consider him part of my family, and I'm very proud of AJ for recognizing he needs help. Not only myself, but all 5 members of NSYNC send our thoughts and prayers.
Since the Backstreet Boys' surprise announcement on Monday that they'll be postponing their North American tour due to AJ McLean's immediate 30-day treatment for depression and alcohol abuse, interest in that story has reached a fever pitch. MTVNews.com has received more than 10,000 emails reacting to the news, which was broken exclusively Monday on TRL. Apart from that TRL interview, John Norris sat down with the group to learn more about AJ's situation, and we spoke to Backstreet fans to get their thoughts.
I'm just a little sad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just, it's kind of difficult, you know?
We've talked about it. I mean, you know, obviously we're betting on AJ to come back, and we want him to, because we don't feel like the Backstreet Boys are the Backstreet Boys without AJ.
When was the earliest that you guys thought maybe there is something to be concerned about?
You know, we approached him in Orlando when we felt that it was going to influence the tour. I was worried about him vocally. I was worried about him physically.
We would do something together as a group and as a unit, and maybe have some dinner and have a few cocktails at dinner. And it would be late, and we'd have to do something the next day. And after that, he would go on his own. He just didn't want to go back to the room and go to bed. He wanted to continue. And he was becoming a vampire.
And I was happy that they didn't lie to the fans and told them the truth. Just laid it out there so they weren't wondering, oh, what he hurt himself, and just told them the truth straight up. In your mind, you think they have everything, when they're human too, and they're gonna go through that, like, human feelings no matter what. And I just hope the best for him, honestly.
I can't believe he felt depressed when he has all these fans who love him so much. We were all about to cry up there.
See?
What?
His life, his health is more important to us.
That's the one thing, you know,
this.
it's him, you know, it's not about the group itself. It's about, I mean, it's about his life and who he is. And that's the most important thing.
What do people really want? They want to be happy.
We're back at 7:30 on a Tuesday morning. It's the 10th day of July in the year 2001. That's a performance from the Backstreet Boys just last Monday right here in Rockefeller Plaza. Fans were shocked on Monday when the Backstreet Boys announced they'll postpone their current tour. Just 1 week after they performed for thousands of fans in our plaza, the group revealed they'll quit performing while band member AJ McLean undergoes treatment for alcohol abuse, anxiety, and depression. Joining us this morning, the rest of the band, Nick, Howie, Brian, and Kevin. Guys, good morning. Thanks for coming back and talking about this. And I started looking at that tape this morning of you last Monday, and immediately you start to try and read between the lines of what we were seeing. How much of an issue and concern was this when you were here just a week ago?
Well, I think it was a very important issue when we were here a week ago. This became known to us just before we kicked off this leg of the tour, the U.S. second leg. We came back from South America and Puerto Rico, had a little bit of time off, and we had some situations in Orlando that happened where AJ wasn't really fulfilling his proper duties as a group member, and we were concerned for his safety and his health. And we tried to get him some help. We had him talk to some counselors and kind of united with him to better his situation.
So did one of you approach him first? I mean, you know, obviously as a group you're concerned about this.
We all approached him
together.
We all approached him. This has been an ongoing, I mean, it's the past year has really came to fruition. I mean, his late night ventures and going out and drinking and has been coming to a head over the past year. In the past 8 months, we really realized how bad of a problem it was, because he doesn't have a mean bone in his body and he wouldn't do anything to disrespect any of us. But because he had such a problem, it was changing his personality, and he wasn't being professional, and it was affecting his voice and his work. And
his grandmother just passed away about a couple months ago, I think right before the tour, the second leg, and it really kicked it off the top, I think. That's when he was really becoming depressed and really just feeling insecure and trying to find himself.
When you guys tour, it's, you know, it looks like a lot of fun out there. It's a lot of hard work, keeping the show together, traveling from city to city. How much impact has this had on the first part of this tour?
Well, we've had to postpone dates. I mean, there's a lot of repercussions of, you know, somebody going through something like this. But what is important to us, and let's make this known, is his health. And he can't travel and be unhealthy, because it's not a good situation for him to be in, nor us at the same time. So.
You tried to talk to him, as you mentioned, as a group, whatever, individually. But I understand that just a couple of days ago, he finally said, I mean, which is the first step. You have to want to help yourself. He came to the group and said, okay, I have a problem. How did he broach that subject with you guys?
Well, Nicky had just hurt his arm after the second show in Boston, 2 out of 5 shows. And we were actually talking on our day off, the day before yesterday, about how we were going to re-choreograph the show, possibly take a couple of shows down to get it back to the right way. And at that point, that's when AJ, I think, finding that he had the time and just coming, you know, putting it all together, he just came to us and said, you know what, maybe I need more help than just a counselor out here.
Had he already made arrangements for some place to go and get treatment by that time?
So to us it was a good thing.
Once he said he wanted to get help and he wanted to leave the tour, then we helped him make all the arrangements. But I mean, this is something that he needed to do for himself, and we're backing him up all the way.
And this is also something that happens to a lot of people, a lot of families and stuff like that.
It's important for us to be honest about it. I mean, we've been advised, you know, oh, you should lie about it, you should push it under the carpet. We can
advised
say,
by who?
We could say just
different people, like getting
attorneys concerned about the tour going down. You know, that you can push it under the rug and you know, make it all blow over for the press, so it won't look so bad, because we do have a lot of young fans and we are role models to a lot of people. We're put on a pedestal, but we feel it's important to be a good role model, to be honest about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you say to the 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds who watch this group and listen to this group, and how do you explain this situation that AJ's going through?
I don't think
we love.
I don't think they can really fully understand, you know, what the ordeal is. But like we were saying, we're only human and we make mistakes, and it's real life. We deal with adult issues. We're all grown men.
And if anything like this does happen to, you know, anybody in their life, you know, just be there the way we're being there for him. You know, we care about him like he is our brother. So we're going to be there for him.
You talk about his grandmother passing away, and that obviously had a traumatic impact on him. Is a portion of this having to do with fame? I mean, you guys are so high profile, and when you come here, I watch the reaction on the street, and you know, and watch the way you walk through the studio. What happens? Is a part of this fame gone too far? Too much temptation? Too much success?
As I say, you know, it's been a blessing for us that we've been blessed with so much around us, the fans. You know, our lives are a lot more comfortable now than they were, you know, several years ago. But along with fame does come, you know, a lot of temptation, a lot of, you know, just trying to find yourself dealing in this whole craziness of everything. And I think sometimes it's very easy to get lost in it. And I think AJ, unfortunately, the rest of us, we all came from a really wholesome family, mothers and fathers, and AJ grew up with a single parent and his grandmother and grandfather. He didn't really have any brothers, so I think a lot of this came to him, and it was just, you know, dealing with it himself. He had a hard time, and that's when he chose, you know, alcohol, substances, and was constantly depressed and just really, you know, insecure about finding himself.
You've canceled dates through early August. After that, you'll pick it up when he is out, and kind of keep your fingers crossed.
August 7th, we're going to start back up in Vancouver, and July's dates will now go into September.
Nick, Howie, Brian, Kevin, guys, good luck. And our best to AJ if you talk to him.
Back on July 9th, BSB were about as black and blue as a group can get when they went public with AJ's condition and their tour postponement. But Friday night, the mood was quite different.
Ever any doubt that this day would come, whether it was in Vancouver on the 7th or whether it was in Milwaukee on the 24th?
I knew it would eventually happen. I mean, but how long it would take, we weren't sure what the physicians would say after AJ finished his initial treatment. They supported him coming back out on the road again with, you know, with some help.
It's a big day for AJ, and I'm just so excited. We weren't going to come if AJ wasn't here, so yeah, we're all about AJ.
I think the most important thing is that he's got a bunch of good guys behind him that are going to help him out and make sure he doesn't, you know, take that road again.
Yes, I know that it's too late, but I won't be back.
These guys help you, or did you have to find it within yourself?
I actually, make a long story short, I actually have Kevin above and beyond anybody to thank for realizing what was going on in my head. We had a softball game planned on one of our days off, and it was just us five were going to go throw the first pitch out and maybe stay for the game if we wanted to or whatnot. Because I had been partying so much the night before, I didn't want to get up. It was a day off. I figured I don't need to get up. It's just a softball game. Kevin, baseball, whatever. Kevin and I got into an argument. We exchanged some, you know, words, and after Kevin walked out of my room, I kind of sat there and felt like a big pile of crap, and basically realized that I couldn't do this on my own anymore, and that it was all just kind of hit me. And I thank Kevin for kind of just opening up my eyes, and I told the fellas. And it was the best thing I could ever done. I mean, I would express my feelings towards anybody who's got any kind of problems to definitely talk to somebody, because if I didn't have these four guys, I don't know where I would have ended up. So, and if I didn't have the support of all of our fans, I wouldn't know where I would have ended up. So, I thank you as well.
Proof is that these four guys are still standing and sitting right next to you, and these kids are here, and they're going to be at the show tonight.
Everybody's still here.
Little question for you then. Do you feel that with this event it's been even stronger that you've picked up as the elder, the moral or the paternal responsibility in the group?
No, I mean, all of us. Mama! All of us had been, you know, witness to things that AJ was doing and behavior that wasn't really the AJ that we knew, you know? And I just happened to be the one to, you know, speak my mind at that time, and it sunk in and it affected him, and he did what he did.
Help us understand something. You have money, you have fame, you have this amazing career. What went wrong?
I mean, it's all a big hype. You know, everyone thinks that if you have all those things, you're 100% happy. And I was happy to a certain extent. My grandmother also took ill, and she passed away. It's been about 6 months now. And it was just really, you know, that didn't help me a lot. That we were like this. So, and to see my family, my mom, who's a single parent, going through all the stress and stuff, I had a lot of pressure put on me from my family to really keep the family together, and I couldn't really cope with that. And I just really lived the party life a little too much. And I really got sucked into it and, you know, went out to the clubs, went out to the strip clubs, went out and partied just too much.
Sounds like partly to escape, too. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, I just needed a little bit of time away, and I kind of got stuck at the bottom of a bottle, and, you know, I finally dug my way out and sat with the fellas and told them, listen, this is what I got to do to make myself better.
By the way, you guys were amazing about the whole thing. Amazing.
Yeah,
I saw you on so many
really
shows. Incredible.
You're a nice bunch of guys.
Kevin, you're sort of known as Kevin, you're known as the big brother of the group. Did you have any idea the extent of AJ's problem?
I mean, for about a year, all of us were concerned.
Yeah.
It had been progressively getting worse, and I'd had a couple conversations with him, but I mean, like, I never listened to my big brothers, you know, growing up, and some things you have to learn on your own, and so I was concerned. But
Well, I heard that you actually liked rehab.
I did. I loved
so
it.
much that you want to check yourself in again?
I'm considering readmitting myself.
Don't get the wrong idea.
Not for any reason other than just peace of mind, and the way that the world was in that little bubble is the way that I wish the world could be out here. Everybody got along, everybody talked, everybody communicated. There was no animosity, there was no racism, there was no violence, there was no anything bad. It was just peaceful. It was great.
It was hot, though, wasn't
it was extremely hot. 112 degrees in the middle of monsoon season in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty bad, but we had fun though. We made the best of it.